and is also Oxford graduate, which is a dream for many. First of all, I'm profusely elated to take an opportunity on behalf of entire Udaan family to welcome you, ma'am. We are really grateful to you for giving us your prize time. We feel euphoric to welcome you as a dynamic, exemplary, and a women of humanitarian approach. At the same time, I would also like to welcome uh, Dr. Prabhanshu Ojha sir, who is our convener, to convey his wishes to us. Prabhanshu sir. Shall we start with the session?
Yes, please. Hi, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're perfectly audible.
All right. So it's a pleasure and a huge honor to be back at Hansraj College. I graduated from St. Stephen's and used to spend a lot of time in Hansraj, and I've been coming back from the past 2 years. I'm an 18 batch IPS officer. From the past 2 years, कई बार ऐसा हुआ कि I have been back to Hansraj, mostly in the online medium because of the pandemic. Haven't been able to visit it physically, except for one occasion. That was back in 2019. Yeah. So अच्छा अभी आज जो यहाँ पे जितने भी जानवी, all these are students who are preparing for UPSC, or how's the crowd like?
Yes,
How
ma'am,
are they?
all are UPSC
All are
aspirants.
UPSC aspirants. Okay. Good, very good. So I, you know, I studied philosophy at Stevens. So pretty much a Delhi University arts person, like many of you who are listening to me today. और ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ आवर टॉक, बिकॉज संडे है तो तुम लोगों को बिल्कुल बोर नहीं करना चाहूंगी कि संडे को बिठा के बोर करा और कुछ भी इधर उधर का बता के, यू नो, आई डोंट वांट टू मूव फॉरवर्ड. व्हाट आई वांट टू डू इंस्टेड टुडे इज teach you 3 important things about career choices that you make, and also take your questions. So if you have any doubts, if you have any queries related to civil services or related to career choices, I'll be very happy to solve them. ठीक है? अब ये बताओ, are these people comfortable with Hindi? I can pepper in Hindi along with English, or there are some people who have problems with understanding Hindi. Janvi, Northeast वाले भी हैं क्या?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem, no problem. No issues. Listen, all right. So कहाँ से शुरू करें? Where do we start?
I have some questions prepared. So would you like to be like question answer session?
Question answer session. Let's take it forward. Conversation शुरू करते हैं. Let's take the conversation forward, and maybe, you know, I can pepper in my experience, but let's keep it as informal as possible. And I don't want you to feel, you know, a little कि पुलिस वालों से बात हो रही है. So I don't want you to feel that kind of thing. Feel as if
right now I'm feeling like I should jump from here. Like I'm so much excited.
Oh God. Thank you. Yeah, so feel free. Pucho. Say.
Okay, ma'am. So the first question which we have got is, why did you choose administration services?
No, I chose the police service. So it's not the administrative service. It's the Indian Police Service that I chose. And
why did you want to become IPS officer?
Why I wanted to become an IPS officer? All right, interesting question. Look, I used to be working in New York City. So that was after I graduated from Oxford. So I took up a position in New York City, and my office was in downtown Manhattan, Wall Street area. So every single day I felt while working in New York, great experience, and I learned a lot of things abroad also. What I felt was a sudden disconnect between my New York life and my life back home in India. So my life with my mother, my life with my, the people around me, there was a clear disconnect between the two. So the things that I wanted to do, I wanted to give back home, and I wanted to there for my mom. So I made a decision to stay back home. Back, I think civil service appears to be a rather natural choice for a lot of us. And I, being a typical Delhi University Stevens graduate, the natural choice appeared to be civil service. And in the IPS, I thought that it would be a great opportunity to make a difference as a strong, empowered woman. See, if there are issues that you feel strongly about, if there are issues, for example, women's security or child safety or road safety, or you feel there are issues that demand your presence, I thought that the IPS would be a great opportunity to be a change maker. And my brother encouraged me to be in the IPS. And I'm very happy with the choice I made.
Uh, Next question, ma'am, is what are essential for civil services?
What is essential for civil services? Okay, what is essential? I think a lot of belief in the idea of India, a lot of belief that this country, with this country, you are capable of making a change. A belief in yourself, and there is a country which needs you. During the initial years of our service, we were assigned districts. In district, when you implement certain policies of the government and you initiate change. So for one person, I would say civil service. When you are in the office, you are getting tested. Your resume is being tested.
Ma'am, I think there
A
is
lot of people
some.
come to you to the a million people. Some network problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm not audible from here. Okay.
Ma'am, you're just your voice is crackling.
Okay, wait. In that case, wait. Yeah, bear with me a second in case my voice is coming from here.
That appears to be fine, ma'am.
Hope it's better now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
See, I'm very sorry you've had this experience. Better?
Yeah, ma'am. It's very nice. Yes, ma'am. Better.
Let's talk now.
Ma'am.
So where was
So
I was talking you about the experience with the IPS. Nah, you were asking me why the IPS is a career choice that I chose and why I wanted to be in this particular position. That's what you were asking. That's what the question, right?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I think the IPS fundamentally offers you a chance to be a change maker at a rather young age. So you're responsible for almost a million people, and if you feel strongly about issues, this particular position, this particular job, this particular opportunity gives you a chance to be a change maker, a positive change maker. And that opportunity may not be available in a lot of other career professions at a young stage when they enter. So while when I'm in my 20s, I'll be a district, in charge of a district police force. So holding charge of an entire district police force is an opportunity wherein you can initiate change, wherein you can initiate behavioral changes, wherein you can initiate positive changes on the ground, technological changes, wherein if you feel about issues, you have a real cracking chance to do that. So that was the reason why I picked up the IPS and yes, moved ahead with the choice I made. And absolutely happy about it. Yes, please. Any other, let questions come from students. Let's see what they are thinking. Let me see how young people, how youngsters in Hansraj College are thinking these days. I want to understand what's going on with the newcomers.
These are some questions we have collected from them only, the aspirants. And the question they want to ask is, did you ever felt like giving up during your preparation in CSC?
No, it doesn't happen with me. Not a choice. Haan, this is true that I did think about applying for a law abroad. So I did think about moving into another career opportunity altogether. But giving up because of the lack of commitment, that's not how I am cut out. So that's not in my nature. That's not how things work with me.
Okay, ma'am. So our next question is, what are the strengths and weaknesses of yours?
What are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? All right. So I think the biggest strength is that I'm committed to giving back to the country. That's the biggest strength that I have. For me, the biggest priority is giving back to India, being there for this beautiful, lovely country of ours, being very close to my roots. That's the biggest strength. For me, my day and whatever I do, whatever pursuits I am into, they start and they begin with India. So yeah, that's what I am. And I think the biggest weakness you want to know, is that what you said? Weakness, maybe, what should I say? What is my weakness? Maybe Delhi food. Yeah, that you can say. We spend a lot of time in the university, so you can say Delhi food is a weakness. And I'm sure a lot of us, of course, those of you who joined during the pandemic, they may not have seen. But right from the lemonades that you get outside Hindu to the chai that you get outside Ramjas to everything that's sold, the chowmin that we had next to Hansraj. Incredible. Delhi food can be a weakness. It made me put on a lot of weight. And when I got into the IPS, it took some amount of effort and a lot of effort on my part to shed 10 kgs and be able to run 12 km, 10 km, that kind of transformation with my body, with building physical stamina. That took a lot of hard work. So, any of you are planning to get into the IPS?
My suggestion is please keep a healthy focus on what you eat. Please do that. But Janvi, these times are also very different from the ones we had while we were in college. So for us, college meant so you would come to the college around 8:30. So if the class is at 8:40, you would come by 8:50. That was the schedule in the morning, and for us, college meant a never-ending thing from morning till late into the night. But for you, things are very different. A lot many of you may not have been to the college altogether, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. I haven't seen my college till yet.
Oh my God! And you enrolled last year,
Yes, ma'am.
and you enrolled last year. You are in your first year or second year?
Yes, ma'am. Last year, but I haven't seen my college yet.
Oh, so all your classes have been online.
Yes, ma'am.
But how do you socialize? Like you have online lectures, you have online groups wherein you socialize. That's how it works.
Yes, ma'am. Everything online. The society was also formed online.
Oh, but also, this is the new normal, as they are saying. So maybe this is teaching us to get accustomed to change. This is teaching us to understand this is how the world is going to be.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe in the long term, it may be good for India in the sense that there may be a lot of cross fertilization of ideas between India and other countries. So our graduates, somebody sitting in Hansraj College, may be working for a Wall Street bank, need not be there in person all the time. So distance is now, the first thing that you assume if you want to meet someone. So had this been a talk, imagine, I would have had to travel to Delhi to be there with you all. But because of technology, because of the seeping changes that have, literally endeared our lives in the past 2 years, uh, everything is just online. So maybe this is a good change. Let's accept it.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, ma'am. Moving on to our next question. What is the one thing you absolutely condemn in your field?
Absolutely condemn in my field.
Yes, ma'am.
You mean where I work in the IPS?
Yes, ma'am.
I think we need to be upholding the law always. So the Constitution, that is something you must be upholding at all times. Constitutional values are absolutely are the things that are that should be the guiding light for all of us. So if violations of law happen, if transgressions happen with regards to law, wherein people refuse to abide by the spirit of the constitution, by the spirit of the laws of the land, I think that is something that I, you know, then फिर पुलिस वाला रूप आ जाता है.
Ma'am, there is a question from Shreyansh Nishchal in the chat
हाँ,
box.
पूछो.
It asks if a selected candidate is pursuing his research during his selection, then
हाँ.
what are the criteria for completing his research work? Also, is there any chance for civil servant to do research or complete his further studies by taking provisional leave? Is there any fellowship too from
That,
government? It's a very long question.
yes, a very important question, and I think education should never stop. So the idea that you have entered into bureaucracy or the idea that you have entered into civil service, that should not be stopping you from moving ahead in your career. Rather, it should be a force for good. Rather, it should be a force that should be motivating you to build upon your strengths, to to be able to give back to the country in a much more professional, in a much more trained way. So yes, there are fellowships available, and if you apply to the university, and you can get the normal scholarships. Yeah, Government of India does sometimes sponsor scholarships for going abroad. So that part is sorted. See, nobody is going to tell you don't study. In fact, they encourage you to study. A lot many officers, you can see in different universities abroad doing research work, doing MPhil, doing lots and lots of different things. So treat the civil service as if you have got into a certain, a certain family. They keep, and you are assigned certain responsibilities. That's all.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for answering. Hope Shreyansh is satisfied with this.
Yeah.
And moving on to our next question. What were your goals after becoming an IPS officer?
My goals after becoming an IPS officer. Well, uh, first goal, most important goal, give back to the country, work very hard, give my best to my district, whatever district I'm assigned to. That was the first goal, and that remains the fundamental and the most important goal for me. Yeah, that's the goal. I'm very passionate about bringing fruits of technology to rural India, to places which are cut off. For example, my district Mandi, so I would sit in the southern area, would sit in the town area, and the farthest corners of the district were about 100 kilometers away. So people from Jajeli and Karsog, they would come to the SP office, traveling all the way, all those 100 kilometers just for one petition, or just to get something, out of that massive um, system of ours. And that thing is, to me, it made me think, and it makes me think all the time. So technology is something I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about, you know, looking as civil service as public service. We are public servants, so our fundamental duty is to be the affectionate and be the more humane service for the people of this republic. So the fundamental idea in the preamble, we the people, that should take precedence. That's my idea. So I grew up in a rural area wherein the entire, I saw my father, I saw people growing up looking at the civil services structure as something which was for the Sahab logs, you know, Bade Sahab. So this is something I felt that this needs to be changed. Civil servants are people amongst us, and this is a very good thing today that you see a lot many people coming from rural areas, people coming from all different sorts of backgrounds. So that's a great equalizer. You know?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, our next question is, uh, do you think youth is as serious about the issues in IPS services as they should be?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. That am I as
Do you think youth is as serious about
as serious
issues?
about issues? I think, of course, the youth is our greatest talent. The youth is our greatest asset. And I have fundamental belief in the youth of this country. And we all are young. Maybe I'm a few years elder than you. But yeah, the youth is, of course, the greatest strength, our greatest opportunity that we have in this country today. And I am all for the youth of this country to get motivated and to think about civil service. Janvi, I must tell you something you may not know about. About 2-3 kilometers from Hansraj College, you have an entire hub in Mukherjee Nagar. Because you people
Yes.
you haven't been to the college, you may not know. So Mukherjee Nagar, at one point of time, before the pandemic, that used to be the hub of the civil service preparation, where you would see people coming from different parts of the country to prepare for the exam. And there you saw the power of youth. Even in Delhi University, if you go to Patel Chest area, once things get better, once you all get your vaccines, then you see Patel Chest area full of teeming with youngsters from Delhi University, so inspired, dedicated, committed to somehow work for the country, to give back to the country. And not just that, there used to be clubs and societies in the university working all 24/7. And we would meet some of the most enthusiastic, some of the most committed people who would be in Vivekananda Lounge in Delhi University and elsewhere, Faculty of Arts, everywhere. The North Campus was full of energy, and the feel that we got while in Kamla Nagar, incredible, amazing, amazing time. And I'm sure you'll have them too.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. The next question is with do you think being a woman is a challenge in the field of IPS?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity to be a woman working in this field. As far as challenge is concerned, I think everything on the planet is a challenge. Our survival is a challenge. But only those who take these challenges seriously and who sort of refuse to be budged down by any hindrances, they are the ones who overcome challenges. Yeah, but being a woman, I think it's a good thing, and one should be proud about it.
So with this, our question is ended. But now I'm gonna ask my questions because I want to really I idolize you as a person that yeah I have to follow your footprints. So I wanted to my first question would be ki, how is like Oxford University? How it feels to be in Oxford University?
Oxford University is the greatest strength of Oxford University is the fact that you have some of the most brightest people coming from all different countries on the planet. So there are 194 countries on the planet. Chances are you would find every single country represented at the University of Oxford, and that's the greatest strength. So, for example, you may not know about Algerian mint tea, but at Oxford, chances are you will find someone drinking that tea and telling you about that being a cultural marker. So that makes you much more open-minded. That makes you much more humble and much more accepting and much more appreciative the diversity of the planet. I learned a lot from Oxford is indeed humbling, is indeed a great opportunity.
Excuse me, ma'am.
And I
Voice is cracking.
love the idea of being at that. Is it still tracking? Okay, wait, then I'll have to switch to some. Okay, is it still tracking, Jani?
Ma'am, now it's clear.
Is it better now?
Yes.
What do you want me to do? Better now?
Yes, ma'am.
Acha,
Ma'am, we have a question from Indu Kumari.
acha.
She says, means she writes,
Hmm.
ma'am, very much excited to know your journey from UP to Oxford University and then to IPS.
So thank you. The answer is a huge thank you.
अभी
Abhi,
Meeting is being recorded.
अब बताओ
I'm going.
now better
Yes, ma'am. No, it's good.
ठीक है ये क्या हुआ है ना आज की I am kind of traveling in the midst of something so which kind of made things a little
No
difficult.
worries, ma'am. No worries.
Yeah, I know I am a Delhi University person, so for me, talking to anybody from the university is akin to coming back home. So for me, you would always remain my juniors from the university and talking to you. Imagine us sitting in the lane outside Hansraj College, where the Kamla Nagar intersection is, and just chatting over that Chowman cart. Treat this interaction as such. Okay. Yeah. So, what were you asking? The Oxford University experience? I would say a great opportunity to be at Oxford, great learning opportunity, something that's worth remembering for a lifetime. Yeah. Any other questions? I saw some in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. There's one more question from Shreyansh Nishchal again. Ma'am, if anyone is selected
क्या
during his if anyone is selected during his PhD, then is there any chance to complete his PhD work?
अरे भैया बिल्कुल why are you Shreyansh why are you worried about PhD हाँ तुम्हें ना I think you should be happy you should be sorted for now see these things will happen Okay, and UPSC is generous enough to give you the opportunity to fulfill your educational क्या कहूँ उसको, educational appetites. So that's not a problem. If you want to finish your PhD, if you want to work on that, you can go on extraordinary leave. You can do it with your job. Not a problem. Okay. So just be happy, just relax. Things are gonna work out. Okay. And you want to see what I read? I'll just show you. If you want to see what's my reading list like. These are all the books that I'm reading. I know I'm a little not very sorted. So you can find Kazuo Ishiguro, The Remains of the Day. You can find A Promised Land. There are some criminal major acts. You can find Steve Jobs as Kamala Harris. I'm not a very sorted person, but yes, I read a lot. And there is, yeah, Whereabouts, Jhumpa Lahiri. And yes, I use two computers. Okay.
Ma'am, there is one more question I want to ask.
Pucho.
Like if I whenever I sick, yeah, I also want to go to Oxford or Howard University. My brother says that there is very much color racism over there. So is it true that color racism is there or something like that?
I think I'm not denying that there may be people who may have experienced such things. What I say is be optimistic, work hard, and if you want to study at any institution, at any place of learning, go with an open mind. That's what I would say. I can assure you that these institutions will help you imbibe what the world has to offer, the best in the world, some of the brightest minds that you meet there, some of the finest scholars. And India has a great tradition of our people studying, learning from the world. Mahatma Gandhi, you know what he said? He said that I want all the cultures of the world to be blown around my house with all the windows open, but I refuse to be blown away by the forces, by those winds. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think learning from other people is a good thing. So if you look at the Obama book that I am reading, so everywhere in my room there would be some book somewhere. Okay. So if you look
And
at this volume that Obama has, this is a journey of a man from who came, yeah, mixed parentage. His father was from Kenya, his mom was from the US, and then his mom shifted with him to Hawaii, and then they went to Indonesia. Incidentally, I also used to work in Indonesia with the UN. So I know the places that he's talking about in the book. So from Indonesia, they come back. Then he starts his education, Columbia, in New York City. Then he goes to Harvard, which is in a different city, Cambridge, in the US. And then from Harvard, he moves back to the capital, Washington, D.C., gets elected as a senator. Then he becomes the president of the United States, travels around the world. So I think diversity enriches you. And similar is our story. Kamala Harris is a story that, as an Indian, I feel proud about. So imbibing diversity, imbibing change, being in different places, I think that is something worth it. That is something worth aspiring for.
ma'am, what about
Yeah,
making friends in Oxford? Did you make any friends?
absolutely. Many, many friends from different countries. I had many friends. Oh, you name the country and you could find someone whom you would call a friend. And that happens in university. Had you people been in a normal, so-called normal, copybook fashion school, you would have known what a joy it was to be in university, what a joy it was to be on campuses. Indeed, it was.
And ma'am, share some memories at Oxford that you cherish today.
Oxford memories that I cherish. I think I cherish going to the Oxford Union. That was a wonderful opportunity that I got to learn from diverse views of people from around the world. I think that was something I am very, very happy about, and I learned a lot at the Oxford Union. Acha, tell me, how many of you are artsies in this room? How many of you are doing arts? Most of you?
Guys, you can raise your hands if you have
No, no,
some art.
it's fine. I don't want to. I don't want to bother them on a Sunday to even ping. That's all right. Just give me a rough idea. See, my idea is that if you are chatting with your juniors on a Sunday evening from the university, you should keep it as informal as possible, because the people who are your juniors, they happen to know a lot more than you. That's my idea. So next time, if any of you happens to give a talk in your own college, if you happen to come back after say 5 years or 6 years, please understand that anybody who is in Delhi University knows more than you, who's a youngster, who's a fresher, first year, second year kid, anybody who's present there. So that's how I look at things. So artsy is also Janvi, sciences. You still use the same lingo, sciences, artsy.
Science is ma'am.
Uh,
Ma'am, I would like to tell you that Prabhanshu sir, Dr. Prabhanshu Ojha sir is also here with us. He is our convener of our society, Udaan. I would like to invite him to give his kind words over here.
okay. You're very lucky to have.
थैंक यू जानवी, मेरी बड़ी बहन और बहुत ही यंग आईपीएस मैं इल्मा दी का स्वागत करता हूं। ये मेरे लिए गर्व का विषय है कि आपका मैं जूनियर रहा दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में, और मेरे यहाँ पे विद्यार्थी हैं दीदी, मैं उन सबको बताता भी रहता हूँ आपके बारे में कि एक ऐसी यात्रा, एक गांव से शुरू करके फिर सेंट स्टीफेंस में एडमिशन, वहां से फिर फॉरेन में जाना, और मैं दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में देखा, चाहे वो अंग्रेजी भाषा हो चाहे हिंदी भाषा हो, दोनों भाषाओं की डिबेट में जब इल्मा दी डिबेट स्टेज पे चढ़ जाती थी तो कोई और ऑप्शन नहीं बचता था जज के पास कि प्राइज कहीं और चला जाए। हर विषय पे बहुत अच्छी समझ और अपने जूनियर्स के लिए बहुत सपोर्ट। और आज इस सर्विस में जाने के बाद भी आज जो आईपीएस हैं, जब भी हम किसी हेल्प के लिए, किसी बात के लिए उन्हें याद करते हैं, हमेशा वो हमारे साथ खड़ी हो जाती हैं। ऐसे बहुत लोग ऐसा कहते हैं कि इन सेवाओं में जाने के बाद लोगों की अपनी व्यस्तताएं हो जाती हैं, लेकिन मैंने देखा कि अपने जूनियर्स को कभी नहीं भूलती हैं। तो और अब तो 2 से 3 वर्ष उन्हें हो गए हैं इस सेवा में आए हुए। तमाम चुनौतियां और उन चुनौतियों को का एकदम सामना करती हुई इनोवेटिव तरीके से आगे बढ़ रही हैं। और जो हमने ये विषय रखा है कि वुमेन लीडिंग एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, प्रशासन में महिलाएं जहां हैं वहां कैसे सकारात्मक बदलाव आ रहे हैं, मैं ये देख चुका हूं। आप मंडी की जब एडिशनल एसपी थी, मैं वहां 2 बार गया। मैंने देखा कि एक एक खासकर जो महिलाओं की समस्याएं हैं और कॉमन समस्याएं भी हैं, आप पर्सनली उन्हें डील करती हैं। पहाड़ों पे तो अलग चुनौतियां होती हैं, वहाँ के गाँव की चुनौतियां, वहाँ के लोगों की अलग समस्याएं होती हैं। वहाँ ज्यादा संघर्ष है पहाड़ों पे प्लेन्स की तुलना में। मैं देखा कि वहाँ आप एक एक गाँव के एक एक व्यक्ति की समस्या को पर्सनली देख रही थी। तो हमें गर्व है आपका जूनियर होने पे, और दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी आप पर गर्व करती है। आज जूनियर्स भी आपसे बहुत सीखेंगे दीदी। मैं
Thank
अब
you.
बहुत ज्यादा कुछ ना बोलते हुए आपका पुनः पुनः आभार करता हूँ आपके अपने कॉलेज हंसराज कॉलेज में। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for your kind
Thank you.
words.
Thank you, Romanshu. That's very kind. That's very kind. अच्छा, जानवी, one thing that I wanted to share with all of you. देखो, जो लड़कियों का increased presence है ना in the civil service, in the IAS, in the IPS, इसे तुम देखो कि if they're present on the table, if they're present on decision-making tables, if they're present in positions of authority, they are able to get the voices of women heard. ठीक है? So if a woman complainant, if a woman survivor, if a woman victim happens to come across them, I think women officers, by their mere presence, they happen to be a source of reassurance, a source of a lot of strength for someone who has been wronged, someone who needs support, someone who needs law, to be at their side.
Yes, ma'am, very truly said. And for one of the qualities which I got to know, debatics. I am also very much interested in debatics, ma'am. I also love debates. And I have been at national level, I have done debating. And I want to know more about you, what you are doing in debating, ma'am, what you used to do in debating.
God, Delhi University used to be that debating heaven in our times. And Dr. Roja would tell you, debating scenes were very, very rich. So, in fact, we used to have classes in Stevens in the morning at 8:40. You can run to a debate, say in Hansraj College, and you would schedule your second debate in Kirodimal College and third debate in some South Campus College, all in one day's time.
My God.
Yeah, so I remember going for three different debates in three different colleges on the same day while attending a couple of classes in my own college. And
Now, if
at
I'm
the end of
taking,
the day, coming back, and winning at least one, if not all three.
now you're making me feel like I just want to go. I just want to fly and go to Delhi University right now.
I'm sure you will. You still have all those debates online, I'm sure.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Debate competition are still online going on.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's
Then
not
is
like we have to go from one college to other. It's only like we have to switch our mobile phones for debates.
And Janvi, when are colleges opening again? Delhi University? Any chance?
Not noon, ma'am, not noon.
So your exams also happen online.
Yes, ma'am, online.
So if there are not many more questions, let's wrap this conversation.
Okay, ma'am.
With my finest and my best wishes to all of you. And please do feel free to write to me. And because I'm your senior, so I take this opportunity to give you some gyan. Okay? क्योंकि मैं senior हूँ तो ज्ञान तो दूंगी थोड़ा. So
Course, ma'am.
what is the gyan that I'm giving you today? Please don't get involved in stupid relationships and then cry about them. Don't cry about about someone giving up on your career, giving up on the joys of student life. That's the gyan that I'm giving you today. Please be happy, please be content. तुम जैसे भी हो बहुत special हो, बहुत प्यारे हो, and you have entered this wonderful, amazing institution. You are at the University of Delhi at Hansraj College. Please make full use of the opportunities that this college is offering you. Reach out to your teachers, learn from them, from their experience. Reach out to seniors. Be happy and don't let the pandemic take a toll on your talents, on your confidence, on your on your persona. Be happy about it. Things will change, things will get better. Have an optimistic view about life. Look forward to it. Keep smiling, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me ilma.ssc@gmail.com. I'm typing my email ID. Feel free to reach out. Okay, and keep smiling. I want happy school going kids that we used to be in our time. You used to be so much fun, attend a debate in Miranda House College and be at Patel Chest for some chai, then go for some other dramatics event in SRCC. From SRCC, we would go for some college fest happening in Hindu College, then shop at Kamla Nagar. DU used to be fun, and it will be fun. The things will get better. So for now, soak in all the latest technology, make use of online courses that you're being offered, enrich yourself, read a lot. Times have changed. You also have a lot of time in the sense that you are saving on the time that you would spend on commuting from one part to the other. Use that saved time as an opportunity to learn a lot, read a lot. See, this is a wonderful book that I'm reading. This is Steve Jobs' book. Very good, very, very good. Walter Isaacson. Read a lot, expand your horizons, and that's my lesson for you. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Your simplicity, knowledge inspires us all. The whole session is vibrating and echoing with your prominence. We are very fortunate to have you with us this evening as the chief guest. And we greatly appreciate the active participation of everyone else who made this show such a huge knockout. We sincerely believe that you all will keep supporting us with our inspiring love. And return, we convey our best of what we have. With this, we come to the end of our program, which motivates us to reflect Siddhi Bhavati Karmaja. That is, hard work always pays. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Work for the country. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jai Hind.